everybody gets what we're putting out here today.
Perfect.
All right.
How's everyone doing today? We're so excited.
I know, we're super excited to be on today.
Stories that we have around freebies today, specific freebies that we have that have converted like crazy for us and why they have converted really well. If you can just hang on for 2 seconds while we share this out, we will dive right in.
Yes, and we have to share them all individually, like several times, right?
Yep.
Yeah, multiple shares, so just give us a few seconds, you guys. Well, more like 30 seconds or so. What do you think?
I'm almost done, so.
You're faster than me. I got one more group to share. Just give me a sec.
Okay.
So guess what? Guess who's having Florida type weather today?
Safia?
Yes, finally we're warming up.
Ah, that's so good. You had like a heat wave. Not
yeah,
so long
you know what? It's so nice. It's not like humid hot yet, because it will get there soon. Dude, are you all done? You like beat me to this, man.
I'm almost done.
Okay, good.
I got one more, please.
I got one more to go to. All right. And when you are, madam.
This one group changed their name. That's why I'm
okay.
Okay, good. We're ready. Let's do this.
All ready? All right. Let's go. All right. So, you wanna start it off? What do you want to do?
Yeah, so guys, we have been talking all about freebies for a really long time now, and the reason being is because we know how powerful they can be. Right now, today, we are going to share personal stories of freebies that have worked really, really well for us, why they work for us, how they have worked for us, and just kind of have like a conversation around that. Because we do truly deeply believe in the power of a freebie. This is not going to be like a training where we're going to teach you like step A, B, and C. We're just going to give you like the scoop of what goes on behind the scenes for us.
And like the real life things that you can expect from two people who are not internet famous, right? Like we're not internet famous, but the very real reality of what is possible. So we got some people saying hi. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Talina. How are you, girls?
Hey, everyone.
All right. So as Barb says, we're kind of just here today, just real quick to sort of share some of our experiences with the freebies. We've created some of the results we've had with some of those freebies because we wanna show you guys how easy it is and all that you don't need all the fancy gadgets and all the big name celebrity behind you in order to grow your list, in order to make money off of a freebie. You just need to have some of the right things in place and have some of the right strategies in place, right?
Yes.
So you want to take it away first?
Yeah, okay. So let's start with like some freebies that are working really, really well for us.
Cool.
Okay. So one freebie that's working really, really okay. It worked really well for me. It's called my Money Making Discovery Call Checklist. I used that freebie to launch a group program, which helped me sell out that group program, which then helped me almost fully book out my coaching practice and hit my first 15K cash month.
There you
That's
go.
one freebie.
See, nice. Okay, so off of that, when did you launch that freebie? And how long would you say like it took you to get it out into the world?
So let's see. Oh God, that's such a good question. So I'm kind of like reusing this freebie for two things. Okay. So like the first time I launched it was a few months ago when I launched my Discovery Call Accelerator. So that in that setting, I used it to bring in people into my community that were interested in discovery calls, which then allowed me to have eyes on my program, and that helped me sell it out. And then from that, I did a whole funnel up and all that good stuff. But now, then after that, I stopped promoting it for a while, and now I'm using it for passive income, which means that this freebie is working for me. I have people opting in while this freebie is just out there circulating. And out of 40 new opt-ins that I've had, I got 3 calls from that.
Boom, just like that. Right? Love that. Love that. So Stephanie, Talina, you both are here with us. If any, I see there's more viewers. So if you're here, say hi. Let us know that you're here, and let us know what freebies you currently have in your business, you're thinking of creating, or if you don't have one at all. So just let us know in the comments where you're at with your freebies in your business. So I love that story, Barbs. I think that's really cool because it's so perfectly describes how you do it once, you tweak it a little bit, you may have to make a little bit of adjustments here and there, you repurpose it, and how it can produce and work for your business time and time and time again, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so like one of my freebies that actually works really, really well, I actually launched it last year, and it was my first freebie, my first like official, pretty designed type freebie that I launched in my business. And I launched it last year. I had a very small list, and I launched it, and within a matter, I think it's like under 4 weeks, I got about 900 people on my list off of this freebie. And this is now like my core lead magnet on my website. And it continues to produce for me time and time again. Off of that, of course, there's a whole funnel in place. Of course, there's a whole nurture sort of sequence and relationship building in place. But off of that one freebie, I'm still getting calls. In fact, just last week, somebody opted in. I don't even think that they've completed the funnel yet, but they booked through, they clearly haven't because they just opted in last week. But they booked in a discovery call, got on the phone with me, and boom, just became a client. So I'm not saying this to sort of like minimize the work that goes into it or like paint this like unrealistic picture. I say that because I know that when you have a high converting freebie in place, like when you have all the right checkpoints in place and you set it up right and very strategic, I know what's possible, right? I know that it could, like you just said, you got so many calls from it, and you were able to book out your practice from it, right?
I guess also what you're trying to say is don't wait any longer to do the freebie, because there's so many things that come from it, right? And like you said, there's definitely a little bit of work behind it. Mm-hmm. But once we can make them work for us, they're always going to be like what we said in our workshop, like our training, like it's a silent employee in your business. Like it's out there doing work for you that you can be doing 24/7. So if you've been like procrastinating this for a while, just do it.
Just do it. Just get it out. The worst thing's going to happen is that you'll get a few people opting in. And then the best thing that's going to happen is those people who potentially continue to follow you, continue to read your stuff, and may eventually invest in it with you. The best thing that would happen is like they'll convert like almost like right away or very soon after opting in. So the relationship, the opportunity is always there. But I'm curious, like what would you say on the freebie that you just described? What would you say, why do you think that converted so well for you?
Ooh, that's such a good question. I mean, I think obviously like promotion plays a big part, which is definitely something that we're going to teach.
Did you run ads to that? How did you promote that?
I think I ran a few ads, but again, ads are never like my strongest thing. Mm-hmm. Like I do like a little bit just for like extra awareness, but most of my freebies work really well organically. And I think the reason why they work is because I'm very, like I custom tailor it to my audience. Like I'm not out there creating like whatever, like I know exactly what my audience wants and needs. So I create around that. That's why market research is such a big part of a good freebie, because I think a lot of people they're like, oh my God, I have this great idea. I think it's going to be awesome. And I think it's going to work really well. But just because you think it's a great idea doesn't mean that your audience is really going to take it in that same way. So when you understand them and what they want and you create based on their desires and their needs, then obviously they're going to sign up for that a lot faster.
Exactly. I mean, I think you're so on point with that, because I think that's the whole point of high converting, right? That's the whole point that helps your freebie to actually convert, when it actually addresses a pain point or solves a problem that your market has. And I stress this, like I beat this like a dead horse.
Yeah.
It is so important to know and understand the psychographics of your target market, because literally, you guys, everything from your business, from your marketing, your messaging, your content, your offers, everything is based on that. Like it's just built on that. So I say that all the time. And I think that, like in my case, I would say that's pretty much exactly why I think mine converts and still continue to convert so well, is because it really just really addresses the core problems of the market, that I'm serving, my niche.
Which, by the way, guys, Safi and I have a workshop coming up really, really soon, where we're going to teach you how to do that. So we are going to share that somewhere, right?
Yeah, I'm going to share that. I'm going to put it in the comments.
Cool.
I'll put that in the comments. I'll put it right here. If you want me to share that now, I can share that now.
Yeah, either way. So that's super, super important, like knowing what you're going to create and for who, and just knowing that it's something that people want ahead of time. Because I see freebies that flop when we're just like randomly creating things, and then like you said, making them super results oriented, where they can like go in, opt in, get the freebie, implement what we teach, and get a little bit of results. When they're able to get some type of result from the freebie itself, that's when they're like, oh wow, I like this person, right? Like she's giving out good stuff. This is working. I would like to know more,
Yeah, I always say that it's like, you want your freebie to be so good that they would be like, damn, I would have paid money for that. Because that's when it's like you're setting the bar, like you're creating a standard for your business and for your brand, so to speak, where it's like you're training them to expect value. And I'm not saying that you have to like set the bar so high that it becomes unrealistic for you to continuously follow up with that. I'm saying the thing is, your freebie is like your first impression. There's some people that might already be in like your tribe and in your community that might already be exposed to your brand or might have already worked with you. But the majority of the time, when you launch a new freebie or you put it out there, you're targeting cold people, right? You're trying to bring new, fresh people into your pipeline. And it's like your introduction. It's like your first impression. And we all know what they say about first impressions, right? So you want to really just make sure, like I always say, that you're giving them a reason to stick around. You're creating a lasting impression. You're setting yourself up for success, and you're really creating like credibility in your brand and putting yourself out there in a really professional and a really credible way, so that they know this is somebody to take serious. You know what I mean? Like she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So another thing, like I think it's important for us to bring up before we wrap up, right? So like we shared with you guys like which freebies are converting really well, why we think they're converting really well. And we talked a little bit about numbers, right? So one thing I really want to say, it's like numbers matter, but they also don't, right? Like, so you don't need like 1 million people to opt in for your freebie in order to get results. Like I said, for the Money Making Discovery Call checklist that I'm using it as passive income right now, I've only had 40 opt-ins and 3 calls from that, right? So like these are very low numbers that are already generating results. With that said though, obviously the more people we can bring in, the better. That never hurts, because like the more people we have, the more people we like that see our work and we can connect with, like what you explain. But sometimes just having a really, really high quality thing in place can start working for you right away.
And high quality is like the name of the game. Like that's it. Mm-hmm. If it ain't high quality, don't put it out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. But yes, high quality is the name of the game. And I love that you mentioned that. Another thing I think is that it doesn't have to look like a traditional freebie, right? So it doesn't have to be a PDF or a checklist. All of those are the most popular and probably the most easiest. It doesn't have to look like that. So I did a training recently. It was a free training. And I just put out, it was such a soft launch. I had about 50 people sign up for the free training. I didn't promote it for very long. I sold a few spots in the thing that I was selling, which is my incubator. And I made like $3 grand. And it was literally like a week and a half or so of promotions. It was a 45-minute long training. Of course, there was the back end, the work, the little bit of the nurturing, and the sales part of it, if you will. But the point here is,
it starts with a freebie.
It starts with your freebie.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that wasn't what the people wanted, and it wasn't something that was high quality, they would have bounced. Nobody would have taken up on the offer. So that's the point I'm trying to make. It's got to be high quality. It doesn't need to be overly complicated. It doesn't have to look like everything else that's already out there. And it just has to make it great for conversion.
And like you said, you only got 50 people in and you made $3K from that.
Oh yeah. And it's like the conversion was easy for me, right? Because I was doing the thing that really felt really great to me. It was aligned with my business. It was what my market needed. And it was easy sales. So
love that.
Yes. All right. So
let's talk about our workshop.
Okay.
Yeah.
The workshop is happening on May 19th. 19th, Saturday morning.
19th.
90 minutes, laser focused. We are honing in on your freebie. You're going to walk out of there with a fully mapped out, if not completely drafted freebie, right?
Yes.
What else we got going on in there?
So we're pretty much going to spend 90 minutes. It's live interactive. We're going to teach, you're going to work. We're going to teach, we're going to work. So if you've been procrastinating creating your freebie, or it's something that you're feeling super stressed out about and you don't know where to begin, this is it. Spend 90 minutes with us. You'll come out with a fully drafted, if not fully completed freebie. But there's more awesomeness to that. You also get Safi and I for 2 weeks as your coaches in a Facebook group. So you're going to have 2 weeks of like constant support from us, so you can get that process going.
So if you guys come out with your freebie, you've been working on it, you want us to give you feedback on the content, the design, whatever, we're here for you. Both Barbs and I will be here for you for 2 straight weeks in the private Facebook group that we're going to be creating for this.
Exactly. Which working with us is quite expensive just for one single session. And we're going to give you 2 weeks of us in your business, helping you make this happen once and for all. And the other amazing thing is that it's like really, really good accountability and motivation for you to actually get it done. Because if you're able to finish your freebie, which we know you will, Safi and I have something called the Freebie Hall of Fame, which means that for everyone that finishes their freebie in our workshop or within that 2-week window, we are going to promote your freebie to our communities, which means that we're going to put your freebie in front of thousands and thousands of people and eyes.
Yes, yes, yes. So that is our way of like spreading the love, sharing the love for you guys, because we believe that a freebie does not have to take long. It does not have to drain the life out of you. It does not have to be expensive and be technically complicated. We believe that in that 90 minutes, with our support and with our strategies, you can knock this out. You can get your freebie into the world. You can start growing your list. You can start making money. You can start really establishing yourself as an authority in your niche with just a really good high converting freebie. And we're willing to put that out there into the world. We're willing to put our name behind it. We're willing to support you, and we're willing to promote it for you, like Barb said, in our groups. So it's all happening May 19th, 2 weeks from now? 10 days from now.
It's 2 weeks from now. It's only $99 to join us. And if you join before May 11th, which is this Friday, you actually get another bonus, which is 14 places of where to promote your freebie.
Yes, that's our guide. 14 places for free, really, without ads, without spending money and spending a lot of time on tech.
So you get everything, guys. You will come out with a fully crafted freebie that your audience actually wants. You'll get promotion from us. You'll get coaching from us in the Facebook group. And you'll also have knowledge of what to do next and how to promote your freebie so that you can like start creating results from that entry door.
Yes, ma'am. Sounds good. All right. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments, whether it's about freebies in general, whether it's about the program, the specifics about the program. I have the comments in there. I'll make sure I have the link in the comments in there. So check it out. Let us know. We'd love to see you guys in there. I'd love to support you. Again, May 19th, it's happening, 90 minutes workshop, or as again, I like to say, the do shop. We're not just training you. We're not just talking at you. You guys are going to be doing stuff every step of the way, walking out with your freebie in your hand or on your computer, depending on what you like to use.
And the steps on how to promote it and how to get promoted by us.
Yes, yes, yes.
We'll go.
Alrighty. Okay, so I guess that's it for today.
Yes, we're good.